Welcome everyone. Back again at the Kunal call. I'm joined by Pranay and Kunal Kanal, and we're going to talk about IPL 2021, which is going to start tomorrow with RCB and Mumbai Indians facing each other. Thank you guys for joining me. It's an absolute pleasure.
Thank you, Kunal. Thank you so much. Great to be back on the show, and congratulations on how well this show is doing. Firstly,
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
So let's get right down to it. You both are RCB fans, so I want to ask each of you, what do you think about RCB? Or Kunal, starting with you.
Yeah.
So what do you think about RCB? Kunal, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Please tell me. Yeah, go on.
I'm asking you, what do you think about RCB this time?
Okay, so for RCB, what squad we have in 2020, well, previous IPL, definitely there have been a couple of big changes in the squad. 50% of the players have been replaced. And yes, a new thing for us. Again, we are relaunching towards a new IPL. So definitely, I see there is something we can think about. That yes, this is a team what we are looking for. There are more all rounders in this team if you see than the batters. We have selected batters, but the squad, which is heavily dependent upon the all rounders, will give them an additional edge to breathe and hope for the best that they come in the playoffs like how we came last time.
Very interesting thinking from you. Pranay, what do you think about the team and who do you think will be selected? Like, you have so many all-rounders who are good. Like, you have Sundar, you have
Yeah,
Shahbaz Ahmed,
yeah,
you have Glenn Maxwell and Daniel Christian. So, Pranay, who do you think will make it to the team?
yeah,
Actually, that's a very interesting question because considering that we have like the likes of Glenn Maxwell as playing as an all-rounder as well, and we have Dan Christian as well, who brings in that sort of experience, middle and lower down the order with his bat, and also he can bowl you a couple of overs, like where you need a sort of medium pace bowler to bowl you the ninth or 10th over, So I feel like, and then you have like Kyle Jamieson as well, who can also do wonders with the bat. So I mean, for me, the overseas would be obviously ABD. Maxwell, I would go with Kyle Jamieson, and I would go with Daniel Christian, at least for tomorrow's game, being the top 4 overseas.
Kunal, what do you think about that? What would your overseas pick be?
For me, unfortunately, Daniel Sams is down with COVID, and we do not have any clear news about Devdutt Padikkal also. So for me, I will be going with, of course, ABD. Maxwell will play. Then I feel if not Daniel Sams, then we might go with Daniel Christian instead of Daniel Sams. And as an all-rounder, we might go with Kyle Jamieson.
Okay. But do you think tomorrow's match is very important for you guys, Kunal? Because you're facing Mumbai Indians, who are the defending champions. So you want to beat them in the first match and just show that you guys are here to win?
Yes, it is a kind of statement what we think we have to give. And of course, it's very important to win the first match. It gives you a very good start for the tournament. And we all know that Mumbai doesn't have a good record while playing the first game in the tournament since last 7 years in the tournament. So yes, we will be heavy on that. We have spinning options in our squad, and it will be a big thing for us. We can make it up. I feel so.
So Pranay, do you want to meet Mumbai Indians on the first day, or do you think that if you lose tomorrow, it's okay for you guys?
To be honest, I don't obviously know no person would want their team to lose the first game of the tournament. But I mean, in comparison as a squad and as how Mumbai has been performing in the past, 10 years, winning 5 trophies and stuff, they have a very solid side. And I feel like they don't have to come in with more of a trial and testing kind of squad, whereas RCB on the other hand have to do a little bit of trial and testing tomorrow, considering that they have two new or three new rather overseas players coming in. And I mean, we'll only find out tomorrow if Devdutt Padikkal is actually playing tomorrow. So in that perspective, I feel like there'll be a lot of trial and testing that you'll be doing with like Mohammad Azharuddin tomorrow, and then there'll be also like players like Mohammad Siraj who will be like just coming back to the squad, considering that he should be one of our strike bowlers for tomorrow as well. So there's a lot of trial and testing that'll be happening tomorrow, and in that perspective, of course, RCB comes down to a little bit of a tough call rather than having to face Mumbai Indians and winning tomorrow. So overall, I feel that it'll be difficult for an RCB squad to win tomorrow to a Mumbai Indians.
Okay. That being said, I want to ask you each that do you think your team would win the IPL? Like, do you realistically think that you can actually win the whole thing? Kunal, you can go ahead with that question first.
Yes, there has to be a belief in that, I feel. You have to believe your team that they can make it up. Every year we feel that yes, this is the team what we believe that they can get it through. But almost reaching to the finish line, it uh, just gives it up. So we are expecting this time that yes, we have the likes of ABD, Virat, Maxwell, and a couple of good all-rounders from New Zealand and Australia. So this will be a good thing. And of course, our players have the Indian players, the local players especially, have got enough experience to make it to the playoffs and then definitely to the finals.
Pranay, what about you?
Oh yes, definitely. Again, just to add to that, nothing new because again, like we all know that we have these explosive players in the team, and we kind of know that if they perform, there's no looking back after that. So we and they can win you the game single handedly. So putting that into mind, I definitely see RCB coming through to the playoffs for sure this year. Winning it is going to be a very competitive tournament because all squads have their strengths, and it's all about playing to their strengths at the game day, where it means that if you play a good game in the playoffs and you know don't and you win like very convincingly in the playoffs and then do bad in the finals, it does not mean that you don't have a poor squad. It's just that it depends on how you play on the day.
Correct.
So I feel like it's more not about what you have on the paper. It's more about what you have, what skills you can apply when you're on the pitch. And I feel like we have some dependable batsmen. We do have some explosive batsmen. We also have the max factor, of course, and we also have like sort of a strike bowling department as well. With obviously we cannot forget Yuzvendra Chahal because he's always turned out to be one of the wicket takers for almost all seasons, and he always comes in like the fifth or sixth over after the power play, and always produces a couple of wickets for us and during that time. So I'm sure like overall the squad, I feel like there are some great experienced players, and there's definitely like a balance between the explosives and the sort of reliable and consistent players that we have in the squad.
Well, you just mentioned about Chahal. For me, like Chahal has been underperforming in the Indian cricket team because he's getting whacked for sixes again and again. But you guys haven't made a smart buy in Adam Zampa because I think Adam Zampa is a very tricky customer. He is a very good bowler. He can spin the ball fast, and he really is like a he does it very quickly, and you never know because I think the T20 series against Australia when India played, he was very good. He got Hardik Pandya out so many times. Like he knew like how Virat Kohli would get out and what do you say? Like how these Indian batsmen are going to go for the shots like Rishabh Pant and Pandya, and even Kunal Pandya, for example, and Pollard. See, Mumbai Indians is a very formidable squad. But I think you have to give Mohammad Siraj a lot of chances because I think he's one of the best bowlers right now, the best young talents in Indian cricket. He went to Australia and he proved himself. So I think RCB have a decent
Yes.
squad. I think it's all about now performing. Like Maxwell, 14 crores. He has been expensive before. He has not performed in IPL. He has to because a lot of money being spent on him. So we got a question for you guys. Someone has just commented, "Watch out for KKR. We're always a threat." So let's go to KKR then. KKR is a see. I will say KKR. I'm not that threatened by them. Like if when it was Gambhir's, what do you say? When Gambhir was the captain, I used to be like, oh man, they're a serious threat. But I don't know, man. With this team now, only Andre Russell, I'm scared of. What do you think about that, Pranay? What do you think of KKR?
Um, See, I think I have very opposing views to your thinking for this year's IPL at least with KKR because bringing in players like a Shakib Al Hasan in the squad
Hmm.
definitely brings in a lot of experience and a lot of stability within their batting because I feel like last season and I think a couple of years back as well they surely were struggling in the middle orders because they were getting a good start in the on the top order or they were either collapsing in the from the start onwards, so their batting definitely has gotten improved. And because they were depending too much on Pat Cummins to bowl last season and giving Lockie Ferguson less of a chance, they made a few mistakes there as well. But I feel like towards the end of the tournament when they actually played Lockie Ferguson, he performed for them and he got these a lot of crucial wickets in the middle of the overs, and I feel like that sort of puts Lockie Ferguson in like my top four for sure. So you have a Shakib Al Hasan, you have Owen Morgan, and you have the two quick bowlers, and I think that would surely, and with the Prasid Krishna, that would definitely bring in a good batsman, which is Owen Morgan, who will play for you in the middle orders, and then you've got the Shakib Al Hasan again, who can carry forward the innings as well and also pick up a crucial like couple of wickets for you. And then you got two quickies, just coming in and bowling. So Andre Russell for me, I feel like yes, he is of course in the top four, but considering that he's been not performing and he's been having some injury issues in the last couple of months as well, they should probably like make him sit out for a couple of matches and get over the fact that KKR depends on him to score the runs rather than bringing in that Shakib Al Hasan, bringing in that experience, and then firepowering their scores. Because if you also notice last season, I think KKR did not manage to score big, and that
Yeah.
was only because of Andre Russell not performing, and they were relying highly on him, to
Hmm.
perform for you. So I feel like instead of having Andre Russell coming in and hitting those explosive runs, you'd rather have a batsman who's much more stable and who can bring in that 12 to 15 runs in every over, which is definitely coming from a Shakib Al Hasan or an Owen Morgan, for example. So
But, hmm.
that squad definitely looks much better to me than last year. And I mean, knowing that Shubman Gill has also been in a good touch, and then you've got in like a Karan Nair as well, who can probably get a chance to play for this team. And I mean, we also know Nitish Rana is also good. So overall, I feel like the squad, definitely brings me that sort of feeling that they can sort of make it to the top four. So we can surely, like how Varun said on the question, like yeah, he said watch out for KKR. So I think KKR for me definitely falls in the top four.
Okay, that's actually, what? I'm looking at the squad now, and yeah, I think they are quite dangerous in terms of the depth of the players. So let's go to like for me, I think the dark horse of this tournament, I think is Delhi Capitals. Kunal, what do you think about Delhi Capitals?
Well, a squad which has three backups, I feel. They have so many openers. First of all, yes, Shreyas Iyer is the biggest point to be spoken about this team. He will miss the entire tournament, according to me,
Yeah.
which is not a good thing for Delhi Capitals to know about. And
Hmm.
young Rishabh Pant has been given the cap to lead the team. And yes, he has got a couple of experiences with him in the likes of Ajinkya Rahane, Ashwin, Shikhar Dhawan.
Yeah.
We cannot forget Steve Smith also. Will give him very
Yeah.
good ideas to exceed in this tournament. And yes, Delhi is one of the top contenders to win this IPL, I feel. They have everything. The only issue for them is that, unfortunately, even Aksar Patel is down with COVID. So we
Yeah,
do not know whether who will play instead of Aksar Patel. They have Ashwin. They might go with Amit Mishra for a couple of matches, and Ashwin might
correct.
be promoted in batting instead
Well,
of
Ashwin has been,
Aksar.
Yeah, Ashwin has
And
been
bowling
pretty
unit,
good
you
when,
all know that Delhi is
yeah,
very good.
in bowling unit who they
Yes,
have,
he
they
has been
have,
pretty good. He's They have Kangi Sorabada. They have
yeah,
Nokia.
yeah.
It will be a toss up between Ishan Sharma or Umesh Yadav. And I feel Aksar and Amit Mishra will play. So these are the five bowlers for them.
But Aksar, as you said, has gone down with COVID, so I think Ashwin will play the first match
Yes, so
in terms of the fitness.
Ashwin and Amit Mishra will take up the challenge.
And
And
we also
Ashwin,
have
Yes, it is a good team. I feel
we
so.
also have
They can
Umesh
make it up.
Yadav. Umesh Yadav also sort of brings in that extra pace for you in the squad. So
hmm,
I think his name is not mentioned over here, but he's been bought by the Delhi Daredevils. Yeah, there we go. There, Umesh Yadav. So I think Umesh Yadav as well. I feel like he should be in the playing 11 as well, because I think I would rather play an I rather play a Umesh Yadav over an Ishan Sharma, because we already have so many experienced players in the squad with like Shikhar Dhawan, Ashwin, Ajinkya Rahane, so, and like Steve Smith, of course. So I feel like Umesh Yadav brings in that sort of extra pace, and he can surely like produce you those good starting overs if needed for the team.
that's actually a good point. Like Umesh Yadav can play as a T20 match, and the pace is very important. And now let's go to the Punjab Lions squad. They changed their name. I don't know why did they change the name. King 11 Punjab was a good name.
Punjab
Punjab
Um,
Kings.
Kings.
Punjab Kings,
Yeah,
but you can see their squad and the batting is
yeah.
amazing. The batting is brilliant. The bowling is so like compared to the batting. So Kunal, what do you think about the Punjab Kings? That's the name apparently. Yeah.
Yeah, Punjab Kings.
Yeah, what I've heard the new name for them. Uh, See, it's a very good team. Good buys, smart buys by Anil Kumble in this year's auction. But the only problem for them is the lower middle order. I feel so. Top four are fabulous for them. They have the
Yeah.
likes of Mayank Agarwal, KL Rahul, Chris Gale, and Nicholas Puran. But after that, who do we see? We don't have a good all rounders for them.
There
They
is
have got
Moses
Mandeep Singh, they have
Moses
got Deepak
Enriques.
Hooda.
Also, I feel definitely
There
fits in
he might
that
play,
top four.
yeah,
Yeah,
but he's
top
not
four
that effective.
overseas.
Also, he is not that effective, and he has been only playing in Australia more. So it's very difficult for
Yeah.
all these kind of players to come back to India and perform on slowish wickets. They might go with Jai
That's true.
Richardson as a pacer, and I feel with Moise Hendricks, these might be the top
Moise
four for them.
Enriquez. Yeah. They
I
Yeah,
had
mean,
Maxwell last year, but then
these might be the top four. And
they sold Maxwell.
yes, they have David Malan also, the number one T20
Yeah.
batsman.
David Milan is, I think, it's going to
But
be a it's a
it is
fantastic buy for me. Like if Gale is not performing or he's under or he's on resting, like how Kunal said previously when we started the stream, that David Milan, I think he's when you see him play, you don't think he's dangerous.
yeah.
Like I saw the T20 series against India, and I never thought this guy is that good. But when he hits like a
yeah.
badass man. He hits so many shots, and he hits
Yeah, he's a
cricketing shots
beast.
also.
He's a beast.
Yeah, he is a proper player.
Yes.
And if you see the bowling attack, you have who's the biggest like player? Like Richardson, I would say is a known player. Mohammad Shami,
Mohammad
yeah,
Shami
Mohammad
will lead
Shami,
the squad with the pace and with the experience, I
Mohammad
think.
Shami and I feel Chris Jordan.
Chris Jordan,
Chris
yeah,
Jordan might
these
play
two.
ahead of Jai Richardson.
Yeah, so they have the
It will
batting
be a
is
toss up between Richardson or Jordan.
that's true. That is true. I think
Yeah,
depending
they
on the
have
wicket
batting.
what they
They
play.
they they
The
will
bat,
bat deep.
yeah, I think Mayank
See,
Agarwal you
they
mentioned
are
that.
playing a couple of matches in Mumbai.
Yeah, so that
So
will
it is a
obviously
definitely they are playing on the flat wickets for starting of the tournament. They're
correct.
playing in Mumbai. all
And
maybe couple of matches in Mumbai. So they might go with Chris Gale.
yeah, I was just thinking like
They
ये तो
might go with
मारेगा
Chris
उठा के
Gale
तो
in starting.
तो ऐसा ऐसा मारेगा वो तो पागलों की तरह. But the one thing I would say about this one guy, Mayank Agarwal, he was very good last year, and then his form has dropped over the last 12 months. Like he had not been
From
at the
Australian
front
tour
four. Yeah, from Australian tour, he was not playing well. I think this might be a good
for the
like
opening
good
slot.
series
Yeah.
for him. Yeah, he can actually go and express himself. And like we were talking about Delhi Capitals, even like about Prithvi Shaw. Like we didn't mention about him, like how Ricky Ponting just said that last year he didn't want to bat, and now he's on a very good form, and now he's playing well. So I think IPL helps people's confidence. They really become better than what they even
Definitely.
expected themselves to be. So I think Agarwal, Prithvi Shaw, these players, and even Ashwin, man, I really want Ashwin to perform. Like he's such a good player. Like
Yes.
in Australia, what he did
He's a
was
very good player.
unbelievable. So, and in the T20 series, that T20 World Cup that we have
I mean,
in
though,
this in October, if he performs, he should be in the squad.
yes, he should be. Because India lacks in spinning, I feel. India, the most powerful thing for India was a spin attack. But
Correct.
now, looking at the current scenario, the spin attack is the weakest attack for India. The batting and the bowling are pretty settled, but spin
Hmm.
attack is a big question mark. We don't know who's going to play. Kuldeep Yadav hasn't been in good form since more than a year or more than 2 years, I feel, after World Cup. And Yuzvendra Chahal, we cannot really rely on him. Maybe Jadeja will definitely play as a spinning all-rounder, but there's a big question mark on Kuldeep Yadav. We might go with Rahul Chahar, I feel so. Varun Chakravarti is a very good option, I feel,
Varun
but
But
Chakravarti,
due to his fitness,
this season depends
he
on
hasn't been.
this season. If he performs, I think he will definitely get a spot in the T20 World Cup.
but I'm thinking if Ashwin performs well, go with
But the
experience,
only
man.
issue
He's
for
a
him is the
brilliant player.
fitness.
Yeah, maybe with Ashwin.
No, he will go with Washington Sundar. I feel so. He'll go with Washington Sundar instead of Ashwin because we already have Washington Sundar.
Yeah,
That's
but
Ashwin
true.
doesn't
Yeah.
play for
hmm,
shorter all these might balls. Not easy
he's a
for
good
him to
player,
make a
man.
comeback, I feel.
So
And
okay,
even
let's see
Virat Kohli has
about
given a statement for it.
yeah, saying what like he will pick Kuldeep. Oh, sorry, he will pick Washington Sundar.
He said that
Yeah.
there's much more talent that he sees in the youngsters, the upcoming youngsters, rather than having a Ashwin who's been performing well in the tests. So he wants to keep these segregations in terms of having just Ashwin play the test and focus only on his test skills rather than focus on his T20 skills. Yeah.
So we have spoken about that. So now let's go to what I feel again one of the dark horses of this tournament, Sunrisers Hyderabad. Pranay, what do you think about Hyderabad?
Yes.
Brilliant squad. I
Yeah,
mean, there are a few hiccups here and there for them, but I think again, heavy top order batting and stuff. They rely on that sort of, because we don't know how Manish Pandey would play in the middle order, but with like having David Warner and Kane Williamson and having Johnny Bairstow there, it's just like it's as good as having a Chris Gale, Virat Kohli, and AB de Villiers. So they sort of have a very solid batting, top order batting, and they sort of come down with their bowling, and they come down with their middle order batting as well. So because with their bowling again, there are so many options for them, but they don't know which option to pick as in their top 11, because I mean they have Khalil Ahmed, they have Sandeep Sharma, they have Basil Thampi, they have Siddharth Kaul, they have Bhuvneshwar Kumar. So it just becomes, and they have Natranjan, who's been performing amazing at the moment. So that sort of confusion for them at the moment sort of brings in that uncertainty as to who actually will perform for me. So they every game I feel like they go in with that uncertainty that they should play, who should they play with, so
mm,
again, that's something that other teams are keeping in mind, that like if it's Natranjan who is going to be bowling in the death, then we know that we have to be targeting a Sandeep Sharma, or we need to be targeting like a Siddharth Kaul, so they have these plans ready for such a team like this, because but I again, they are a very unpredictable team, and they always sort of make it in the top four. So I mean, we have to sort of watch out for them as well because, as we said before as well, all teams are looking quite balanced at the moment.
That's actually true that all teams are very balanced at the moment. Next team will go to Rajasthan Royals. Kunal, what do you think about this team? Because this team has gone under the radar. They came last year, and they really performed poorly last year. So what do you think they do? And they got Chris Morris, like I think insane amount of money for this guy they spent. So what do you think about the Rajasthan Royals?
Okay, so for me, Royals is one of the underdogs in this tournament.
Yeah,
Uh,
true.
After removing Steve Smith as a captain and giving the captaincy to Sanju Samson is something we never expected to be happening. I was never thinking that Sanju Samson might be giving the captaincy role. I was expecting maybe Josh Butler or Ben Stokes might take over the captaincy. Uh, the biggest loss for them is Jofra Archer. Now, since the India series, he is down with finger injury, and he's back to England after his injury. And what news has been coming in the market that he's going to miss half of the tournament, which is not at all a good sign. He was the MVP player for the last season. Though Rajasthan finished last in the tournament, but he was the MVP player. Definitely, this is a big loss for them. And maybe instead of Jofra Archer, they might go with Andrew Ty as a pace all round, as
Maybe,
a pacer.
maybe.
And them, the top four overseas, I feel it will be Josh Butler, Ben Stokes, Chris Morris, and Andrew Ty. No room for David Miller. He's gonna be on the
You won't
bench.
take David Miller.
I won't take David Miller because they don't have
Oh
bowling. If you
man.
see, the bowling is pretty weak for them.
They should have
Yeah,
released
they need
David
Andrew Ty
Miller
who can.
last season, and they should have let
Yes,
David Miller go into the
they
auction
should have.
because
Correct.
he would have been performing much better for other teams, like I don't know, like an RCB or maybe like
Likes of
Punjab.
Punjab,
Yeah,
yes,
exactly. Yeah.
likes of Punjab. He is a player who should be playing this tournament, but unfortunately, he's on the bench. He was on the bench in the last season as well.
I'm
But
looking at the team
it's a
now.
decent squad. It is not that great.
It's a
No,
pretty
but
underwhelming squad compared to other teams.
definitely, and I think
Yes,
having David Miller as a backup option just sort of makes me sort of think that do they really need like David Miller there? Like I mean, you don't. I mean, if tomorrow say Josh Butler or like say Ben Stokes are not performing and they wanna sit them out, and you wanna bring in David Miller in, um, it sort of makes me say that they have to sort of change their plans. Like in terms of batting order, they need to probably like have an extra pacer at the bottom. So because Ben Stokes brings you that, like he brings you pace as well, and he also brings you that batting. So that David Miller fitting into this team definitely for me is not the right call. But I feel like overall this team definitely brings in that sort of spice. But I don't see them in the top four either this year.
Okay, now let's go to the most
yeah,
annoying team of this
difficult for them to make it
IPL.
up.
Yeah, that for Rajasthan is difficult, but for the most annoying team in the IPL is Mumbai Indians. What do you think they're going to win again, Kunal?
Yes, they can. Yes, they have the team to win. They are complete in all the departments. I feel you take bowling, you take fielding, you take batting. They are a complete unit. I mean, I don't have words for this team. The way they played the
Yeah,
last tournament, I was very happy. At least we got one of the matches to win against them,
Uh,
and it was a good fight by RCB. It was a very good fight for them, and the only issue for them, I feel, is the spinning department. It is slightly weak. They don't have experience in that. They have only Krunal Pandya. They have Rahul Chahar. But if Rahul
yeah.
Chahar doesn't perform, they have
I
Piyush
think they have
Chawla,
brought in Piyush Chawla as
who's
well.
another
Yes,
veteran.
They
they
got
have.
Chavla.
Yes, who's a veteran and who hasn't been performing well.
But
Maybe they
bro, he
might go
gets
with
whacked for
Jayant
sixes,
Yadav
man.
as an all-rounder. He's an off
Chavla,
spinner.
Chavla gets whacked for sixes so many times, man.
Yeah,
He's the most. He
yeah,
has
by
considered the most sixes in IPL.
Ravi Archer. Yes, correct.
So,
But
what,
a team to be seen. I mean, I feel they can get the sixth tournament in their kitty.
That's
They can
actually
get the
true. They
sixth
have a
cup.
team. They have a team like the batting
They
and
have
the
a team.
even the bowling.
They have
According to me,
even the
I
Indian
feel
players
like
for them are playing for India. If you see,
Yeah,
all Indian players. You got Surya Kumar Yadav, you
all
got
Indian
Ishan
players,
Kishan, you got
you only
Hardik Pandya, you
who
got
plays for
Kunal
India. You see,
Pandya, you got Rohit Sharma, you got Jasprit Bumrah. All these players, that's the reason why
take Ishan Kishan.
I was just gonna
Take
say that.
Ishan Kishan.
yeah, Ishan Kishan.
Yeah, yeah, all these players, and I was just gonna say, yeah,
This is they will be missing. They will be missing the major chunk because next year what we have heard is there will be a mega auction. You never know who which player is gonna be retained and who will be into the pool. So this is a
So
big loss.
the
Maybe they can enjoy the best of this season,
so basically
but we
next
never
year
know what
everyone is going
happens
to be on
in the
so
upcoming
everyone going to be
season.
at the auction.
yeah.
Everyone.
You
Yes,
can retain three
yes,
players. I think
everyone.
that's what the
Only
rule
three players
is.
can be retained,
Yeah,
Oh man, that would be like awesome, man.
and
I wish MS
there
Dhoni
is a
goes on
right to
auction.
know squad.
I wish
you wish.
I wish that MS Dhoni goes
I
for
hope
the
so.
auction, and I want to see that how many people will actually bid for him. So about Dhoni, let's go to the Dhoni's team, the Chennai Super King, which is my team,
Okay.
and this squad is compared to last year is much better. Like I have to say,
Definitely.
much better because you got Rena back, you got Duplessis,
Yeah.
who is always a dependable player. You got Gaikwad, who actually performed well at the end of the IPL season.
True.
And Raidu is back,
Yes.
such an important player. You got Pujara, they got him for 50 lakh. You play, I think, 2, 3 matches, but he won't play that much. You got Dhoni, who I think will be the most motivated person in the entire squad because for a year he has not played, he has not performed, people have not seen him, and he will want to enjoy. Like, he will want to enjoy cricket. Like, there will be no pressure. The thing with IPL is that there's no pressure on people. But a big player has come back, which is Dwayne Bravo. Man, this guy is so good, man. He's such an important player for. And you got Sam Curran, who was amazing against India in the T20 matches. You got Jadeja back, who is for me the best fielding player in the world. He's so important to the Indian cricket team. So important. You saw how many catches India dropped, and I'm like, where's Jadeja, man? Get him back. He's so stupid, man. And then you got Moeen Ali. They replaced Harbhajan Singh with Moeen Ali. Moeen Ali can bat as well. So
Yeah,
that's the big thing. I think they got Shardul Thakur, who has achieved leaps and bounds after last year's IPL. He is India's wicket-taking ball in the middle overs.
that's true. Yeah,
You don't have Bumrah. You go to Thakur. Every time Thakur had the ball, he was taking wickets. Every time, and he was taking not one, 2 wickets in 1 over. So I'm like, dude, this is next level now. Like he's becoming a prime bowler, but he
He
has
is
to
very good with his
maintain that.
knuckleballs. He is
Yeah,
very good with his knuckleballs. I feel so. He knows when to
you
bowl, what line and length to be bowled. Okay, and the
you
important
never
thing,
know
he
when.
can bat. The most important
Yeah,
thing,
he's a good all rounder.
he can bat.
And they got yeah,
So it is
and
a
they
good
got
advantage. So I feel,
hmm. You feel what?
see what I feel the maybe the playing 11 for CSK can be Faf, Robin Uthappa will open with Faf. Wound down,
Yeah.
I see Suresh Raina, Ambati Raidu, Dhoni. I feel
Yeah.
Dhoni should bat 2 or 3 down. He should come up. He
Number
can't
five.
bat down. Four down,
Yeah.
4 down. I see Jadeja. 5 down, Sam Curran. 6 down, maybe Krishnappa Gautam.
Maybe.
So they got 2 overseas now, and now 2 overseas are left. So I feel they might go with Lungi Ngidi,
Yeah.
okay, as the third overseas, and
Correct.
maybe an
Imran
Imran
Tahir.
Tahir or Dwayne Bravo. If they're playing in
Yeah.
Mumbai, they might go with Dwayne Bravo, not with Imran Tahir. And
You spoke
Deepak Chahar and Shardul Thakur.
you spoke about Christopher Gautam. 9.25 crores, man. Look at the money this guy
Yes,
spent on them.
9.2.
And
Too much
he
for
was
this guy. Too much, I feel.
but but I think maybe let's see what happens with that. Sometimes the price tag actually eliminates the fact, okay, they want to give a young kid a chance.
Works and
And
doesn't work also.
because yeah, it does
Yes,
work. So actually, now we're going to end the show now. It's been brilliant talking to you guys. Actually, I feel that this IPL is going to be the most competitive we have ever seen. I think barring Rajasthan Royals
yes.
squad, every squad is strong. What do you think about that, Pranay?
uh, let's not even put Rajasthan out of this. I think they also have these big guns as well. So I think all teams, and we'll have this year's IPL to be a very, very important IPL because knowing that we have a lockdown in most of the cities in India, and
Correct.
we've got people watching it more and more. People are much more like, probably going to be involved watching the IPL this year. And with the team squads that we have this year, I think it's definitely going to be super duper competitive. And we're going to have a lot of fun knowing that which teams actually qualify, because whenever we speak to any single person, everyone has a different opinion about the top four. And they all bring in that extra, saying that, okay, this player is good, this player is good. So every squad has that X factor in them. And I think that let's just have a good tournament and enjoy it. And like, let's see whoever wins this tournament. I think obviously we want all our teams to win, but it's all about who plays and performs on the day. So yeah.
That's true. Kunal, what do you think about that? What do you think about IPL?
Yeah, so
Kunal?
for me,
Yeah.
see, every squad has. Yeah, I can
Yeah,
tell
yeah.
you that every squad has their own charm. Every squad has their own charm, and definitely it is very competitive this year. We cannot guess who's going to be in top four. There are so many good teams being balanced up. Every team is balanced up. When I was watching the auctions also, I was shocked that Jason Roy wasn't being picked up this year, and he was the talk of the main guy in the pool auctions, that who might be a big buy. But
Hmm.
now what we see, he has been replaced by Mitchell Marsh, unfortunately. And yes, Hyderabad, Rajasthan, Punjab, Bangalore, Mumbai, they have it. They have the players, and I'll still pray that a new team can win. I still pray. I hope a new team wins this tournament, and I'll definitely pray for Bangalore, being a Bangalore supporter, Delhi and Punjab. I hope
Okay.
any one of them will should win the tournament.
Pranav, what's your pick? The three teams you want to win?
Top four, you mean top
Any one
four?
of them, I
No,
feel.
no, no,
I
no.
want a new
I'm
team to
talking about
support.
you personally. Like Kunal said, his three team that will win. What's your three team pick? Not top
Yeah.
four. Top four will come in the end of the IPL, not now. No one knows what's gonna happen. So I want your three picks.
Okay. You. Okay. For me, my three teams might be Mumbai.
Hmm.
Okay. Mumbai, KKR, or Hyderabad. They might win. Any one of them.
Pranay?
I would go for Mumbai, of course, firstly. Second, I would go for a KKR as well. And third, I would go for RCB.
So my three picks will be Chennai, Mumbai, and Hyderabad. I think these three teams might do something. So that being said, this is the end of the show. Thank you again, guys, for joining me on this
Thank
podcast.
you.
It's amazing for you guys to always have this
Thank you.
kind
Thank
of
you again
insight
for this
into cricket.
invitation.
And
Definitely.
yeah, so IPL 2021 is kicking off tomorrow. Mumbai versus RCB. IPL fans, cricket fans need this. Again, lockdown in India is happening, and everyone needs this kind of like stress reliever, entertaining matches. Because IPL in Dubai, when it happened, it was awesome. I loved it, and let's hope for the best. Thank you guys for watching this particular video. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. Thank you guys. Take care and peace, everyone. Thank you so much, Pranay and Kunal. Always a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me. Thank you so much.
Khatam.